We are gonna catch some bass today, and let me tell you something, it's a steamer outside. It is hot, not a whole lot of wind, a little bit of ripple though, which is nice. A little bit of ripple out there, but I am gonna apply some sunscreen to my nose area because I've got a tendency to burn my nose. AFCO clothes literally keep me safe from the sun in every aspect besides my nose. Do I look lifeguard enough yet? So as y'all saw from the title of this video, we're gonna be doing a little bit of pond fishing today, and we're gonna be using the only lure you really need to catch bass. And I'll tell y'all what that is when we get down there to the lake. We just filmed a little video on all the necessities for pond fishing around the country. But today we're gonna talk about my favorite lure in ponds, and really, if you're gonna go out there and you're a new time angler, and you just wanna catch some fish in a pond, you ask Tyler, what lure should I throw? I have a gosh dang answer for you. So we're gonna talk about that here in a second, but I do wanna give one quick shout out real quick to a cool thing that my buddy Matt Looney is doing. He is giving away his 2020 Skeeter FXR 20 bass boat, an $80,000 bass boat, and I'm partnering with him this month. We are trying to raise $50,000 for muscular dystrophy to send kids to muscular dystrophy camp, and some of that money will of course go to muscular dystrophy research. And so you may ask, Tyler, how the heck do I win this incredible boat? Yes, this one right here on your screen right now. How do I win that boat? All you gotta do is go to bassinforbeckers.com. I'll have the link right here, as well as down in the description below and pinned to the comment section. It is an awesome opportunity that we have to gather together to raise money for an awesome cause, win a bass boat in the process, and also, for this month only, for the month of June, if you're watching this in the month of June, the giveaway goes to, I think, the end of September. But if you buy your tickets within the month of June, you get to win a fishing trip with me. We're literally gonna fly you to Texas or fly you to Minnesota, either one of those, wherever I'm at, and we're gonna go fishing together. And so I think we're at $30,000 right now out of the 50, and we're only a third of the way done with the month, which is just absolutely incredible, at least by the time I'm filming this. So hopefully you guys can join along. I have bought several raffle tickets as well, and of course, if I win the bass boat, I'm just gonna raffle it off to one of you guys to raise money for another awesome cause. If you guys want to check it out, it'll be linked in the description below. But I say we take our one bait, our one rod, and our one reel, and we head on down to the pond and catch some magnums. Well, as the good subscribers that y'all are, you've probably already seen the other video where I talked about my favorite lure, and that is this one right here. It is the soft plastic jerkbait, otherwise known as the Fluke. Now I'm getting eaten alive by bugs for some reason, so we're gonna keep my legs moving. But I'm gonna start by chunking this thing out there and literally letting it sink to the bottom. Then working it, then letting it sink, then working it, then letting it sink. And if you do that enough times, you catch some dang pond bass. So let's get crack-a-lacking. Now you may have noticed, you may not have, but one thing that I'm doing right now that I'll talk about in my kind of pond, gosh, there's one, holy cow, gee. Oh, God. Oh, let's go, baby. Woo! That was kind of quick. One thing I'm doing that I think actually led to this fish catch right here is that I am staying back from the bank. Usually when you're pond fishing, you have a tendency to kind of stand on the bank and cast to it. But as I'll talk about in a video later on, what's the point of that? So many of these bass are right next to the bank, just like this one was. If you get next to the bank, especially in clear water like this, you're gonna spook them off. I would not have caught that fish if I had not been standing up here. And now, look at that. Was that first cast? Second cast. That was second cast. I made a cast before the video started. The bad luck averted. Let's catch some more. Just realized my chest mount was not recording, so I apologize that I stepped out of the frame. It won't happen again. I'm a bad YouTuber. My retrieve with a soft plastic Fluke like this in, especially the summertime post-spawn, is pretty dang slow. I'm just kind of giving it 2 or 3 hops. I'm not working it erratically, like a lot of people think you always have to work a Fluke. Definitely not the case. I'm just letting it kind of sink to the bottom, just like a dying bluegill would be. And these bass are nice and advantageous. They're gonna eat. Even though it's hot, they're cruising around, they're hungry. I've seen these bass's bellies. They are full. And if you have clear water, you know, especially in the summer, if you can see any sort of deeper areas in your pond, like that little tiny deeper pocket where I caught that fish is where he was sitting. I see a deeper pocket right here, right off the bank, so I'm not gonna get too close to it. I'm gonna sit right here. Let my Fluke sink on in there. Also, having a reel that can cast really far is crucial to catching more fish out here. I've got the BB1 Pro with some 15-pound fluorocarbon. Okay, now that I've worked the bank adequately, we are going to step up to the bank and make some longer casts out to the middle. Boom. All right, keep on moving. I think I need to pull out my phone. That's usually when I get a bite, is when I'm on my phone. So we're just gonna go on Instagram and goof around until I get a bite. There's one. There's one. Is it big? Is it big? Oh, not bad. Not giant, but not bad. I felt him annihilate it. There we go. Yep, he choked it. He choked it so good, in fact, he's bleeding. Gotta do the old poke around trick here. Got it. Alrighty. Save the fish real quick. Fish number 2. That guy was on about the deepest weed edge you can get out here, and I've made about 6 casts to the same edge, but I knew there had to be fish there. It's just, you gotta play the waiting game to get him to bite. There's no power fishing a deep weed edge. You gotta slowly creep it. I was just watching a Fluke Master video, my boy Gene Jensen, a few minutes ago in the car, and he was talking about how he catches most of his big fish on a Texas rig, fishing them slow and weightless. That's exactly what I'm doing here. I know that most of these fish right now are lethargic, and so they don't want to chase something down, and so even though I'm throwing a lure that ordinarily you'd use to make them chase, in this instance I know they want it presented slowly and in front of their face. I'm letting it sink down there. It takes a long time, a lot of patience to let it sink. You catching them? Really? What are you throwing? Let me see what that is.
I don't really know. My grandfather, he gave me a bunch of stuff.
Uh-huh. I mean, this will work. You just gotta cast as far as you can and let it sink to the bottom, and then hop it off the bottom. I wouldn't try to swim that thing through the water.
Okay.
Even though it imitates a bluegill, I would still say you hop it off the bottom.
Okay.
Which you may have trouble doing with a lot of the weeds, but that's why you'll notice the weeds drop off, and the fish are sitting like outside of that drop off. So make as long as cast as you can. Yeah, and let it sink all the way. I love helping kids like that, you know, obviously don't have much experience. He was throwing some kind of discombobulated lure, but he's riding his bike around and he has the desire to go out there and catch fish when it's 95 degrees outside. So I used to be that kid, and that's why I love stopping what I'm doing, having a conversation. If I had extra stuff with me, I would give him some Texas rig hooks and some flukes, but I left my terminal tackle box at home. I only got 1 hook, so giving tips is the best thing I can do, and I love doing it. And that goes out to all you guys. If you're out there and you see someone fishing next to you and they're not having any luck, give them a helping hand. That's what this sport's all about. This area here looks like straight up juicy juice. There are bluegill everywhere. You know there's gotta be bass hanging right on the edge. There's one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I saw these 2 fish swimming out there, and I was like, I'm gonna go give it a cast. Maybe they'll eat. And the smaller one did, obviously, not the bigger one. But hey, I'll take it. Thank you, buddy. These bass right now are prowling around looking for bluegills to eat. Like I just saw about a 3-pounder come up to these bluegill beds, and he just was, I mean, he had his eyes looking like he was wanting a piece of them. Oh gosh. I've got another one. There's one. Oh, is it ready? Yeah. You bigger? Bigger? Oh, no, bigger. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bluegill eaters. This is awesome. I love a good old early summer fawn bite. Come on, buddy. Chill. They're just so chunky. Like these things you can tell have been feeding up good. Heck yeah. Now there's 4 fish on that singular caffeine shad, and I'm still going. People say all the time the caffeine shad is not a very durable soft plastic. There are times when it can be. I mean, I'm already on 4 fish, and I can still keep using this. Gosh. Ah, I tore that one up. All right, 4 is all I got. 4 on 1 fluke is pretty good. That's gotta be a fish. That cast was beautiful. As y'all can tell, I'm not really like working the fluke. I'm letting it sink like this, and then I kind of go with my reel. I'm honestly working it more with my reel than my rod. And just kind of reel like that, and it kind of twitches it up. That way my rod is always in the right position. I'm not constantly moving my rod around. I gotta reel down, set the hook. I'm constantly ready to set the hook. All I do is just kind of reel, maybe give it a twitch, and I'm back to where I was, always in ready position. These fish like to hit a soft plastic jerkbait real fast, so I want to always be ready. I see 2 bass swimming by right now. They're both about 2 pounds, 3 pounds. And it seems like the bass right now are just kind of cruising the bank, right on the outside of the weed edge, looking for bluegill to eat. And it's probably the ones that I'm catching are the ones that I make a far cast. They don't see me, so they feel more inclined to eat. Let's make a cast down that way to who's the guy that has the lisp? Mike Tyson, there we go. Mike Tyson. We're gonna make a cast over there, catch some bass. I knew it. That's what it is. It's the long casts. It's legitimately the long casts, as I had guessed. Wow, that's crazy. These fish are literally cruising up and down the bank. All you gotta do is make a long cast exactly where they are, and you'll get them. Oh, and this one's bleeding too. They eat this thing good. There we go, behind the gills trick, and, oh, are you kidding me? Oh, I almost foul hooked him. I like what I'm seeing. It's the long casts on the grass line in front of you. I figured them out. My bite has slowed considerably to a halt. I ran out of bluegill areas. I think all the bluegill areas are over there, and I used them all. That's gotta be a fish, right? Yeah, it's a fish. There he is. Oh, little guy. He came up quick. Skip it on in here. Thank you, friend, for eating though. That is a non-scoreable bass. That is not 2 pounds. I wouldn't even be scoreable last in MLF format, but I still love you. Have a nice day. This is my last cast, unless of course I catch one, because you can never leave on your last cast if you catch one on your last cast. It's been a good day. It's been a fun day. I've enjoyed it. Hopefully y'all have as well. Again, check out the giveaway down below if y'all haven't. We're trying to raise $50,000 and we need all of y'all's help. Even 1 ticket helps. Whether you can buy 1 ticket or 20 tickets, anything helps the cause. All right, I lied. One more. That was a much better cast. Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Ah, stinking had him, man. He probably had it by the tail. He got my lure all misjungled up. I didn't sting you, I didn't hook you. Right there, perfect. Come on. That was just a really, really far cast for a 610 medium heavy hook set. It's hard to get that long of a hook set with this kind of line and this kind of rod. I've made like 6 more casts because that fish felt big. Come on. This is the last cast. I'm putting my hands in my pockets after this cast. No more. No mas. Cast us. Well, yibbidi-bidoo. That's all, folks. Well, as always, folks, thanks so much for watching today's episode. I love being able to teach you guys anything and everything that I know and I learn, and I definitely learned a few things today about how to fish ponds in the post-spawn little bluegill spawn deal. So if y'all enjoyed, hit that subscribe button. I'll be doing a lot more pond content. And if you missed the video where I talked about all of the pond essentials you need, no matter what type of pond you're in, to bring in your tackle box and tackle bag, I'll have that linked below, as well as the FXR boat giveaway. So if y'all could consider giving to that, that would be great. And we'll see y'all next time on TRF.